Hey everybody, welcome back for another video. It is the MediaPurchaseDad.com. Make sure to get your reviews updated daily. But today we have the HTC One review for you guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and leave some comments down below. If you haven't joined the community already, feel free to do so. But let's go ahead and get to the HTC One review. We will be breaking this up into 3 categories, and then at the end, giving it a final score. So let's go ahead and jump over to our first category, which is hardware. Hardware of the device, this is probably one of the strongest points of the HTC One, and quite frankly, words cannot express how beautiful of a device this is. So let's go ahead and start with the exterior of it and work our way around, and then we'll try and start with some of the internals as well. So first and foremost, this is a 4.7-inch 1080p 468 ppi pixel, that is pixels per inch of the resolution of the screen itself. Of course, you get your 2 megapixel front facing camera, you get your Dre Beats front facing speakers on both the top and bottom, and of course your sensors. On the top here you have a power button which also doubles as an IR blaster. You get that 3.5mm jack, and of course on the side your volume rocker, which is actually flush with the device itself. On the bottom you're going to get your charging port, and on the back, of course, your 4 megapixel ultra pixel camera. Now that allows for up to 300% more light, which gives you better pixelation, better images, and quite frankly, we've tested this, and this is quite phenomenal in itself as well. Of course, this is the HTC branding, and of course the Beats audio. For internals, we are looking at a 1.7 gigahertz quad-core processor, Snapdragon 600, of course with 2 gigs of RAM, so the benchmarks are off the charts. That's pretty much it for the hardware though. Let's go ahead and move on to one of the most important things, which is going to be software. So for software for the HTC One, of course we're going to have Android 4.1.2 with the Sense 5.0 overlay on top of that. Now each of their companies usually do their own overlay when it comes to Android. Samsung does TouchWiz, HTC does Sense. So Sense 5.0 has been a little bit dumbed down from the previous iteration of Sense, which is Sense 4.0, and some people complained about that. And it gives you more of somewhat of a stock Android feel. Obviously not pure stock, but somewhat more of a stock feel. Now with this comes obviously baked in goodies like your Blink feed, and of course you also need things like your HTC Zoes. But a lot of people are already aware of those things. So what are some of the things that people maybe aren't aware of? So if you pull in your notification bars, one of the downsides that we at the MediaPurchaseGuide.com found was that it didn't have a native percentage battery built in. You actually had to download that from the Play Store. It's not a big make or break for for some people maybe, but for me it wasn't a make or break deal when I got the phone. And that's pretty much it for the notifications. Also, you'll also see that you don't have those quick launch settings. You don't have your Wi-Fi, your toggle switches, but you can still put them on to a screen or a home screen itself, which you can see I've done here, but not baked into the notifications. Other than that, the notifications are pretty standard and similar to what you see in other Android devices. 2-finger swipe down to expand, 2-finger swipe up to close it down. You also get things here, for example, like kids mode, which will allow you to disable certain applications so your kids can use it. Someone who has kids like myself, this is perfect for. You also get Cyberon Voice Commander, which is going to be similar to S-Voice, and of course Siri, and you can see that here as well. And you're also going to get baked in goodies like your TV remote, which will give you obviously the functionality to use as an IR blaster to control your TV. But what's even that step further is it gives you information at a glance of the different shows that are on, and it will show you how far they are in, that's what the blue bar is, into the actual show. So if it's an hour, you can kind of guesstimate from there. And it'll also bring you news on the shows that you favorite, and you can select those and set them up yourself. And then you can go on and it will tell you when the next episode is. You can set it to remind you or set it to record. So again, great functionality, attention to detail with little things like this. But there's so much more. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment sections. That's pretty much it for software. It is fluid, it is quick, it is fast. So we're back with the final category that's going to be sound and performance of the device. So let's go ahead and start with performance. You can see that it is snappy, it is quick, it is responsive, and it is everything you would come to expect from the HTC One, which is powered by a Snapdragon 600 processor clocked at 1.7 gigahertz with 2 gigs of RAM. So quite snappy, and I can't complain about it. I absolutely love it. I'm in love with the device. But let's go ahead and talk about benchmarks, because obviously that comes into performance. And we talked about the score earlier. 12,426 is what I got on the bench I just ran, actually, while the camera was off. And of course, I talked about before getting about 12,430-ish around there. So you can see it's pretty consistent, but that doubles anything that's pretty much today's standard, including the Samsung Galaxy Note 2, which I believe clocks in around 6,000, seems to be the average. Some people claim higher, but 6,000 is pretty much what I see as a consistent. So that double that speed for the HTC One, just to give you some relevancy. As for sound, let's go ahead and show you what that sounds like. We'll show you that clarity that we're talking about. I will go ahead and play a YouTube video for you. We'll just play one of my videos here. And you'll get to see that crisp, clear picture.
Hey everybody, it's Daddy1424, and today is April 19th.
So you can hear the clarity. It's not so much how loud it is, it's just that clarity, and you hear every frequency in the different sound frequencies. And of course, with the visuals, looking at the screen here, that's a 468 pixel 1080p, so absolutely phenomenal.
April 24th. So I'm not 100%, I am in the Canadian market where we do have it available.
So there you have it. That was the sound and the performance of the HTC One. We also covered the hardware. We also covered the software. But what about the final? Let's go ahead and wrap this up with the score. Well, the HTC One, by all standards, is a beast of a phone, and quite frankly, the king of the Android market today. There are a lot of phones that are going to be coming out, such as the Xperia ZL and, of course, the Samsung Galaxy S4. But where does that leave the HTC One? We at themediapurchaseguide.com stand behind this device and firmly give it a 9.0. That is an amazing score, and quite frankly, one of the highest scores we have to date in the Android kingdom, or in the mobile kingdom at themediapurchaseguide.com. But we still have other contenders to come. And with the Note 2 being close behind it at 8.9 and the Samsung Galaxy S4 coming soon, only time will tell if the HTC One remains the one.